This is Audible.
Never Lie. Written by Freida McFadden. Narrated by Leslie Howard. Prologue. Adrienne. Everybody lies. Years ago, a psychological experiment was devised to estimate the prevalence of untruthful behavior. It involved a broken vending machine. Subjects were informed that the vending machine was malfunctioning. If they put in $1, the faulty machine would dispense candy, but then return their dollar. Subjects who used the vending machine found this to be absolutely true. They dispensed 1, 2, 3, or even 4 pieces of free candy, and then retrieved their money from the machine. There was a sign on the vending machine. The sign read, "To report any malfunctions with this machine, please call this number." Unbeknownst to the subjects, the number provided belonged to one researcher in the study. Take a guess how many of the subjects called this number to report the broken machine. 0. That's right. Not even one of the dozens of subjects was honest enough to call the number and report the broken vending machine. Each one of them took their free candy and moved on. As I said, everybody lies. There are many easily identified signs that a person is lying, especially if they are an unskilled liar. As a trained psychiatrist, I am intimately familiar with these signs. It's almost too easy to spot them. Liars fidget. The tone of their voice or speech pattern changes. Liars offer too much information, babbling on with excessive detail to convince themselves or others of what they are saying. Machines have been built to recognize these patterns and identify them. However, even the best lie detector has a 25% rate of error. I am far more accurate than that. If you listen to the audio tapes of my patient encounters, you can't always tell. On tape, you miss the important visual cues. Avoiding eye contact, for example, or covering their mouth or eyes. But if you are my patient, and you are sitting in my office talking to me, I can watch your face and your gestures and listen to the pitch of your voice. I will know the truth. I always know. Never lie to me. Chapter 1. Tricia. Present day. We're hopelessly lost, and my husband won't admit it. I can't say this is atypical behavior for Ethan. We've been married for 6 months, still newlyweds, and 90% of the time, he's the perfect husband. He knows all the most romantic restaurants in town, he still surprises me with flowers, and when he asks me about my day, he actually listens to my answer and asks appropriate follow-up questions. But the other 10% of the time, he is so stubborn, I could scream. "You missed the turn for Cedar Lane," I tell him. "We passed it like half a mile down the road." "No." A scary-looking vein bulges in Ethan's neck. "It's up ahead. We didn't pass it." I let out a frustrated huff as I clutch the printed directions to the house in Westchester, courtesy of our real estate agent, Judy. Yes, we do have GPS, but that signal went out about 10 minutes ago. Now all we've got to rely on are these written directions. It's like living in the Stone Age. Well, Ethan wanted something out of the way. He's getting his wish. The worst part is that it's snowing. It started a few hours ago, back when we were leaving Manhattan. When we left, they were cute little white flakes that evaporated on contact with the ground. Over the last hour, the flakes have quadrupled in size. They're not cute anymore. And now that we have turned off the highway, this more deserted, narrow road is slick with snow. And it's not like Ethan drives a truck. His BMW has gorgeous hand-stitched leather seats, but only front-wheel drive. And he's not incredibly skilled at driving in the snow either.